Hi, everybody. Confidentiality and privileged communication. So, according to ORMAS 2017, confidentiality is critical to an effective therapeutic relationship because it builds trust. When clients have trust and feel safe, they tend to open up more and share more details of their life. So, what's the difference between confidentiality and privileged communication? Confidentiality is primarily an ethical concept. According to Remley and Hurley, 2020, page 103, confidentiality is an ethical concept that refers to the counselor's obligation to respect the client's privacy and the promise to clients that the information they reveal during a session will be protected from disclosure without their consent. Privileged communication is a legal concept. This is the client's privilege to not have their counselor disclose information about them in a legal setting. According to Remley and Hurley 2020, privileged communication laws protect the client, and a judge cannot order information to be disclosed that has been recognized by the law as privileged. There are some limitations to confidentiality. First, if a client poses a threat to themselves or others, confidentiality would have to be broken. According to ACA 2014, protecting clients and others is the counselor's main responsibility. Another limitation and cause to break confidentiality is cases of child abuse or neglect. According to ORMAS 2017, this enacts the duty to warn and protect. Counselors will fulfill their duty to protect even though they realize that by doing so, they will reduce trust, sharing, and forever alter their therapeutic relationship with the client. I would explain this to my clients, the limitations of confidentiality, two ways. First, in the written information that I would have for my clients before the session even began, the informed consent information about what they can expect inside of the sessions. I would have confidentiality defined, and I also have the limitations written out too, so that they would be full disclosure. In addition to that, I would also, during the first session, go over confidentiality and what the limitations are verbally with my client. This, one, shows the client that I take this very seriously, and two, gives them an open discussion that we can have if they have any questions or concerns. I definitely want my client to feel like they are protected and they can have trust with me and that they feel safe. And I think this is a great way. And I think we also learned it in our intro to counseling class. I think it was very well relayed to us as beginning counseling students, how confidentiality works, how important it is, and how to relay this information to our clients. My home state is New York. So according to CPLR 4507, the confidential relations and communications between a psychologist registered under the correct provisions are placed on the same basis as attorney-client, and nothing shall be required to be disclosed that is privileged communication. For the privilege to be invoked on CPLR 4507, the psychologist has to be registered under Educational Law, Article 153. Clients can waive this for insurance purposes. There's no privilege in child abuse or neglect cases. There are some exceptions in the mental hygiene law. New York does not have a duty to warn law that goes along the line of the ruling of the Tarasoff case. New York State exempts pastoral or professional counselors from reporting statistical information about crimes. And New York State also protects social workers' communication in family court despite the mandatory reporting requirements. Nowhere in my research did I see how this relates to counselors specifically, mental health counselors. Psychologists, yes, social workers, but there really wasn't anything in the laws that I saw that relate to mental health counselors. So this is something that I definitely want to look into a little bit more, being that I'm going to practice in New York State. I definitely would like to know what specifically the counselors are protected by. Okay, great. Thank you so much for listening, and I look forward to listening to all of yours. Have a good night.